Hello everyone, my name is Andre and today we're going to continue Dragon Ball Z Abridged. So last episode, our heroes went through a lot of trouble, but you know, they went to fake Namek, they faced against a rebellious army that was rebellious against Freeza and ended up forcing all of them to eat their cyanide tablets, and Vegeta is back in shape. It's good to go. So their journey continues. I'm assuming probably in this episode that they reach Namek. Because of the pace that the show, at the fast pace the show is, I'm assuming that they won't lose a lot of time on the journey to Namek, and I'm assuming that both Vegeta and our heroes will arrive to Namek really soon and really fast, which will be fun to watch, and I want to see them interact again. And I think it's going to be so much fun. We saw Nappa again. He's not really dead, guys, which is absolutely amazing. I love it. So yeah, that's about it, guys. As always, don't forget to show your support to Team 4 Stars. Links will be in the description below. Please, guys, go there, show them your support if you haven't already. And let's begin, shall we?
The following is a non-profit fan-based parody. Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball GT are owned by Funimation, Toei Animation, Fuji TV, and Akira Toriyama. Please support the official release.
So, after 731 grueling galactic weeks of travel, or 1 month if you've never watched Men in Black, our heroes have finally arrived on planet Namek.
Yay!
Where the sky is green, the grass is blue, and it's boring as
Hey, go on, check it out.
It's
Blue
fair.
Grass. What do you think their favorite kind of music is? Huh? Huh?
R&B?
Huh.
It's the
Really
blues
show
go
that,
on.
I had to read an entire book about peach farming on the way here. You tell me.
That seems...
Well, hey, we're on Namek now.
That
Hold
seems
on,
like
got the
something.
Dragon Radar?
Right here. We're already picking up 4 Dragon Balls.
See?
Great.
Now we just have to find them, wish our friends back, and head on home.
Hey, Krillin, is that a Saiyan ship?
Huh?
I think I sense Vegeta.
Oh, and now those 4 Dragon Balls are on the move.
So Vegeta is not happy with the situation. Vegeta. So Krillin is not happy. He definitely thought this was going to be easy, and it's not. Because he has a space overlord and dictator on the planet right now, and Vegeta.
Ah, good to be back at
Wait.
100% again. Oh, I just got here and this planet's already annoying me.
Krillin is screaming.
Please, pod. Well, I better go take care of this.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I'm good.
Hey, what's that over there?
In the name of Freeza, we demand that you stop!
Wait, haven't I heard that name before?
You have.
Alright, stay where you are and we'll shoot you!
Don't you mean, or we'll shoot you?
We know what you said!
Not the toilet!
Huh. Well, there goes our ship.
Ich kann kein Dutch sprechen. That means I can't speak German.
Broadside of a space barn.
Yeah, well, that's only because I'm too busy hitting the broadside of your mom on my face!
Well, 2 for 1.
Ha! Looks like they're all
What the hell am I
washed
saying?
up. Yeah! Oh.
Thank you. He deserved. That was terrible.
Stranded on an alien planet. It's like pitch black. Only our Vin Diesel is a total bitch.
Might be best if we get ourselves out of the open. Hey, look, a cave. See, Bulma? Isn't this nice? A nice, dark, dank cave.
Who knows? Maybe here I'll finally meet a real man.
What about Yamcha?
A real man.
Hey, Krillin, did you feel that?
What, the need to pee? Well, they destroyed the toilet, so I guess I'll just use a bush or... Oh my god, get in the cave!
Krillin!
That was
they have
way
Dragon
more than
Balls.
it actually
Yes,
was
Gohan. I
there.
noticed.
Did you feel their power levels? They were as strong as Vegeta.
Yes, Gohan! I noticed!
But that one guy at the front, he was like 100 Vegeta.
Yes, Gohan! I noticed! On the bright side, I no longer have to pee anymore. Let me go change in the cave.
10 minutes, Jesus.
Jeez, took you long enough.
We're going after those Dragon Balls.
Well, what?
We may be outmatched, but we didn't come this far just to give up!
What the heck happened in that cave?
Something I should have taken care of a month ago.
I don't get it.
Come on, Gohan! Hold on!
I think I know what I did in that cave.
We may need backup. Stay close, Gohan!
Well, I guess I better set up camp then. Oh God, it's everywhere!
Ew. That's disgusting. Disgusting.
Summer house, where the beaches are fine and the bitches are finer. Could you speak up? I'm not wearing pants.
That's so stupid.
Not only is Vegeta on the planet, but apparently someone else is there, even stronger than him. So in short, shit be whack, yo.
The shizzle master, isn't it?
I can't do anything until I'm fully healed, though. If only there were a way.
Hey there, I thought I'd just drop in with these magical sensu beans that heal all wounds and restore your stamina.
If
Only there were a way.
Take the damn magical beans, Goku.
Ooh, sweet sciencey magic. Naked time. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to Bulma's place. By the way,
I remember
Krillin,
how the doctor
why
wanted to
Bulma's?
stop them
well, I
from
need a
eating the
ship,
sensu
and
beans.
Bulma's dad's a scientist.
I'm not even gonna begin to go into what is wrong with that. I just wish you good luck.
Nimbus! Later, guys.
Bye.
Nimbus? Oh, God, oh, crap, oh, Jesus! I'm okay. Oh,
The sensu beans can cure everything except stupidity.
Fancy meeting you here.
So you followed me. Sure took your sweet time.
Well, I could have gotten here sooner, but I stopped on my way to plow your mother.
My mother's dead.
I know.
You know, I'm having trouble remembering, Kui. What's your power level?
Ha! You would forget. 18,000. Same as yours, Vegeta.
Funny that.
Oh, it's not
See,
15
I just
Reddits.
read my official Saiyan handbook. And it says right here, when a Saiyan is beaten to near death, their power level increases immensely.
Well, I don't see what that has to do with
And
anything.
while I was down on Earth, oh man, I got destroyed.
You... What?
Yep, all by a low-level warrior, his half-breed son, a midget, and an obese man with a sword. I lost outright.
Why are you telling me this? You never tell anyone this.
Easy, because I know you'll never tell anybody, Kui.
But I hate you. Why would I?
God, I love therapy.
Oh my, I seem to have gone off prematurely. Well, hell, looks like Vegeta just took out Kui. Poor fish-faced bastard. Wait, which one was Kui? You remember. Purple guy, he's Vegeta. Gonna have to be a little more specific. Reproduced asexually. Oh, him. Ew. You know, I wouldn't
Yes.
have minded so much if he wasn't all up in my face about it. I can only swallow so much.
Will you two pay attention? These
Christ.
innocent bumpkins won't slaughter
You're making me
themselves.
uncomfortable.
Well, you might be able to find a way to make them.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
I love your
new
voice.
era
I
has
love it. I love it. I love it.
Who are these mysterious enemies? And do Gohan and Krillin stand a chance?
I don't know if
The
they
answer to
do.
these questions will be revealed right now. Zarbon, Dodoria, Freeza, and oh my no.
Wait, what?
Zarbon is
Alright,
making me
now that
so
you have arrived on
uncomfortable.
my planet, we will begin your training. Tenshin Han, Chaozu, 20 laps around the planet. Piccolo,
Go to hell, I'm meditating.
keep doing that. Yamcha,
What is it, King Kai? I'm ready for anything.
wash my car.
Ew, like in that movie. Wax on or wax off.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go wax off.
That was great. So guys, Namek is here, and that was pretty good, wasn't it? That was definitely from the new season. That was definitely the best episode. Zarbon's voice is absolutely unsettling. I have to say, it creeps me up so much. It's on, you know, it just gives me, it ripples through my body. It's just, ugh. But it's still a very funny persona that they gave Zarbon. I don't remember how he was. Again, like I said in the past, a lot of these characters are like very forgetful and very forgettable. You know, you have the Ginyu Force, but even in the Ginyu Force, only Ginyu is like worthwhile remembering. You know, you have Goldo, you have Berta, you have what was his name? You have Raccoon, you have the red one. I don't remember. See, I can't even remember. It's one of those things, you know. There's so many characters, and you know, it's just difficult. It's it's just difficult to keep it up with them, and if you don't give them like a very, you know, defined personality, it's almost impossible to remember. It's almost like Game of Thrones. I don't know if you guys have watched Game of Thrones, but in Game of Thrones there are a lot of characters and a lot of supporting characters. But the reason why we remember them, the reason why we remember someone like the Onion Knight, for instance, is because these people are very defined in terms of character. They have their own personality. We know them. We know what they are like. And because of that, we remember their name. But if we just make it villain number 35, it's the same thing. We are not even going to remember their face, let alone their name. So one of the good things that DBZ A is doing is giving to these people like Reddits, like Nappa, and hopefully like to the Ginyu Force and to Zarbon, to the Doria, it's giving them more personality. Because these characters appear very shortly on the series. They had very few scenes. And their personality was just, you know, Freeza Goon number 4, Freeza Goon General number 3, you know. And that's why, you know, most of the characters that matter are still alive and the rest are dead. The ones that you can always tell when a character is going to be a recurring character in Dragon Ball, because if they waste time developing the character, it's because that character is going to be back or because it's the villain. They also tend to develop the villains, like they did with Zamasu, for instance, in the Zamasu saga on Super. But, you know, if they don't do anything with that character, basically, that character is as good as dead. If you want an example of that, it's the new Ginyu, which on the movie Resurrection of F and on then Dragon Ball Super on the saga of Resurrection of Freeza, it was that guy that trained with Freeza and then eventually got traded off by Ginyu, which replaced him by using change. Who knew he was still alive, right? Who knew he survived that much? But yeah, you know, it's fun. It's fun to see like these other characters come back and receive in DBZ A the treatment that they kind of deserve, because it doesn't matter if you are just a follower of the villain or just a less villainous character or a less important character. That doesn't mean you don't deserve to be developed. And who knows, fans might like you, and it might actually lead to the character's reintroduction and presence in the series. For instance, one of the big examples of a character that was completely forgotten, characters, mind you, that were completely forgotten from Dragon Ball, is Pilaf and the dog, which I don't remember. And the only reason why I remember Mai's name is because of the Zamasu saga, mind you. Which is still, it kind of bothers me that Trunks, I like that Trunks and Mai are together, honestly. I do like it, I think it's cute. It just bothers me that she's technically 60 or more years old. I know she used a wish to become younger, but she still remembers it, and it's kind of messed up for her to fall like in love with a child. But at the same time, I know, it's whatever. It's still very cute. It's still very nice, and I wonder how the Mai from the future Trunks timeline actually survived. Did they manage to get the Dragon Balls and make their wish before the Cell Saga? And if they did, shouldn't she technically be older? Because if you don't know, or if you haven't thought about it, because you probably remember it, in the Cell Saga we learned that Goku and everyone else died in the Cell Saga, and they were killed by the androids, including Piccolo, making it so that the Dragon Balls disappeared, obviously, because Kami died. The solution in the Cell Saga was to bring Dende, which is a character that we'll meet on the saga, and make him Kami. But in the future of the future Trunks, actually that never happened. Trunks never went to Namek, at least that we know of. Trunks never went to fetch an Namekian, and they never did anything like that, basically. So, technically, that future doesn't have Dragon Balls, and for Mai to be like 8 years old, around 8 to 10 years old on Dragon Ball Super, which is more or less Trunks' age, I would have to say that she would have to have made a wish. Let's say that she made a wish to be like young, and they were like, unless when they made the wish to like be young, they were turning into like babies, complete babies, and if that's the true, then it would make sense that it was on the Cell Saga, because then it would follow the timeline properly. But I'm assuming that they were like turning to at least like 4 or 5 years old, like still able to manage themselves, I guess. So I don't really know. But an example of characters that were completely forgotten and then were brought back to Super is Pilaf and his gang, and I still don't get it how nobody realizes who they are. Especially after Bulma saw the older version of Mai, really. Like, it's fine that you don't recognize Mai as a young child, and I'm assuming that blue Pilaf-looking guys are like very common, because then it made sense, I guess. The dog is easy to, the dog man is easy to overlook, because there are a lot of animal look anthropomorphic, you know what I mean, animals in the Dragon Ball universe. We saw a lot of them in the tournaments. There were a lot of lion men and stuff like that. So I get that the dog man was actually overlooked, but Pilaf, I don't recall ever seeing any humanoid looking imp. He's an imp technically, isn't he? Because he has like the pointy ears. So, but I don't recall ever seeing another one that looked like Pilaf. That's why it kind of doesn't make sense for me that they never recognized Pilaf, but whatever. And Mai, okay, as a child, sure. I guess that she didn't really look like, and it didn't really make sense that that particular Mai now was younger. Okay, I guess it's fine, but at the same time, I think they should have recognized, and I think it would have been fun, like, to have like a moment like, you are Pilaf, and you tormented us, and now you're living with us. Like, I think the realization would have been funny to watch, and then they could be friends, I guess. And I like the fact that they were brought back. I like the fact that they acknowledged Dragon Ball characters more, because there were a lot of fun characters in Dragon Ball. So I really enjoy that. But But yeah, and that's why what they're doing in Dragon Ball Z Abridged is very important. Because, you know, at the same time, you know, when you look back at Dragon Ball Z, there are a lot of characters that you probably don't remember, or at least don't care about, because they were no one. They were blank characters, blank personas. They just had perhaps a fun design or a different design, which is the case of Za, Bon, and Dodoria. So I like the fact that they are giving them more personality, and to some characters, like Kui. Who the hell is Kui, for instance? Like, who remembered Kui? Or who remembers Kui? Like, come on. But because of, like, Abridged, I'll kind of like, yeah, it was like that asexual reproducing guy. Even just this small detail is enough to at least give him, like, a personality, or at least something that makes him stand out in comparison to all the other bland, same-looking goons that Freeza has. So yeah, guys, that's about it. Thank you so very much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!